Could you please elaborate on your role in the IEEE History Committee and its impact on IEEE?
Thank you very much, Akila, for your question. I had been serving on the IEEE History Committee from 2017 to 2021, initially as a member and the last 2 years as a chair. The IEEE History Committee is one of the 12 original committees of the IEEE, and in fact in 4 days' time is celebrating its 70th anniversary. So it was created in 1953 by IRE, a predecessor, one of the two predecessors of the IEEE as we know it now. And among all the programs of the History Committee, it's the IEEE Milestone Program, which I consider the most important, because this program gives IEEE the biggest visibility of all the programs to general public. The IEEE milestones are awarded for the most significant achievements and innovations, and till now over 240 have been awarded. So during my term as a chair, I made sure the procedures for IEEE milestones are aligned with the bylaws of the IEEE and aligned with the practices of the committee, because initially there were some discrepancies. Also, I streamlined other operational procedures of the committee. Additionally, I made a big emphasis on changing the operation of our committee from a double helix, it means History Committee and History Center, which was created 43 years ago to equip the History Committee with expertise of professional historians. Now this center operates extremely well, provides the service to the History Center and runs its own programs. So altogether, the History Committee and History Center create like double helix. But I put a big emphasis to include other operational units of IEEE, so we can create together a triple helix in our operations, because the main role of the History Committee is collection, preservation and dissemination of the history of the biggest achievements of engineering and technology, as well as the history of IEEE and its predecessor organizations. So during my time, a very strong ties have been forged with a Life Members Committee, which really helped running some programs like Life Members Fellowships, which we award, and also with Women in Engineering. Together with Jennifer Lopez, we developed a program for women in engineering to create a WIE history subcommittee, because it turned out that WIE has no record of their own history. So I found my service on the History Committee for 5 years very, very rewarding. And together with all my colleagues and staff from the History Center, I think we made a big difference in moving our programs forward.
What initiatives or programs do you see helpful to help the underrepresentation of women in engineering in technical related fields?
This is a very interesting question, but very difficult. There are so many people trying various answers to this question, how to increase the number of women in STEM in high schools and as candidates for studies in engineering and technology. I can really rely only on my experience and experience of people who shared with me how they decided on their direction of study. And I remember a story of a property evaluator who told me that from the time he was 6 years old, he wanted to be a property valuer. And I was amazed because I even didn't know such a profession existed and such a degree existed. And it turned out that when the boy was 6 or 7 years old, his parents were selling a farm, and a young man in a fantastic red sports car came to the farm to evaluate it. And the boy was so enthralled with the car and the look of this man. So after he found out that the profession was a property evaluator, this is what he chose to study when he finished the high school. I think girls do not make decisions based on red sports cars only. I think the first preference is how they feel they can contribute and serve the society. I think this is even subconsciously first motivation. And I remember learning when I visited China, Hangzhou section, that the number of female students in their biomedical engineering is bigger than the number of boys. And I was not surprised. But still I think an impression how well engineering graduates do, how many job opportunities they have, that they can get a job in any country they wish, that their salaries are good, that they can be independent and they can afford more than than an average graduate is something which definitely would attract more girls because we are pragmatic. Especially now, the new generation is very pragmatic in terms of finance and what they can afford. So I think it would be always good to send a well-dressed young woman in a sports car who will tell about her experience as a young engineer going on business trip to different countries, working on very interesting projects and helping society. I know it's maybe not very orthodox approach, but I think we human beings often make decisions, and sometimes very important decisions, based on few minutes conversations, short events, which really change our frame of mind.